From opening an OF account right after turning 18,
Youngest link of the century, $1 million in a couple hours,
to getting scarred for life by their own parents.
Did you do that? Mommy, Dad, I didn't
Oh my God.
It's a harsh reality behind the screens for kids who grew up with fame. My name's Ryan, and here are 11 child YouTubers who are living terrible lives now, starting with Lil Tay. Back in 2016, she went viral as the youngest flexer of the century who, at just 9 years old, was already making videos bragging about designer clothes, luxury cars, and how rich she was compared to her viewers.
All y'all broke haters, y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all haters hate me.
People saw her as a loud and exaggerated kid, but that's exactly what made her go viral so fast. Because behind the so-called luxury lifestyle, there were signs that things weren't what they seemed. Lil Tay had a stage brother Jason, who was the one who coached Lil Tay on what to say and how to say stuff on her videos. However, he was often harsh and cruel, and on at least one instance, he prompted her to say racial slurs.
Like, no, you broke bitch.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be like more ignorant.
I'm only 9 years old. This Lil Tay, and I'm richer than all y'all broke ass, jigglypuff looking ass niggas. I f your mama, cause she.
Soon, the internet began to question whether what they were watching was a child acting or a child being abused. Eventually, all the videos from her YouTube channel and Instagram account were suddenly wiped clean of all of their content. Then, in April of 2021, a series of posts by someone claiming to be Lil Tay's sister accused her dad, Chris Hope, and mom, Hanny Hope, have been abusing Lil Tay and that they're trying to silence her with images of what looked like red scars on her body. However, in August 2023, things took a disturbing turn. Tay's Instagram account was updated after 2 years of inactivity with a post announcing that she had died. The post also indicated that her half-brother Jason Chan had also died, aged 21. Their deaths were reported in the post to be unexpected and under investigation. The news of her death spread quickly, and many mourned her loss. However, the next day, Tay's family revealed that her Instagram had been supposedly hacked, and the post announcing her death was deleted from her Instagram page following this. After the fake death incident, Lil Tay returned to social media, but something felt different. Her innocence was gone, and on August 3rd, 2025, 5 days after turning 18, Lil Tay launched an OF account featuring content she stated had been captured at 12:01 a.m. on her 18th birthday. Lil Tay posted on her Instagram account talking about the amount of money she made from her OF account.
Y'all already know what the fuck going on. We just broke the link record with the youngest link of the century, $1 million in a couple hours. I'm still the youngest one doing it. For all the grown-ass haters who've been hating since I was 9 years old, look at me now.
Many felt like she was continuing the same cycle of exploitation, except now, it was self-driven. Little girl has been pimped out since she was 9. She doesn't know anything else. Pretty sad. She may not be broke, but she's broken. And while Lil Tay's story shows what can happen when a child's online fame spirals into exploitation, we've seen how one missed detail can ruin a YouTuber's entire career. In real life, it's not that different. Miss the key points in a meeting and suddenly project stall, deadline slip, and opportunities vanish. That's why I use Plaud Note, basically my backup brain, only less forgetful than me. About the size of a credit card, it snaps onto the back of your phone or slips into your wallet. With one tap, it records for up to 30 hours, so I can capture meetings, interviews, even phone calls without worrying about the usual phone problems like battery drain, storage limits, or constant interruptions. When I'm scripting videos like this, Plaud keeps me focused on the story. Later, the app gives me accurate transcripts in 112 languages with speaker labels plus summaries, highlights, and action items so nothing slips through the cracks. It doesn't just give you notes, it actually makes sense of the discussion so you don't lose the details that matter. And the feature I rely on most, you can pull up the answer you need feed right away, like what source did I mention in that Don Bass episode, or even brainstorm fresh angles when I'm stuck. It's like having a personal secretary that never forgets. Privacy's covered too. Everything is end-to-end encrypted and compliant with top global standards, so you stay in control of your information. For someone who spends hours piecing stories together, Plaud Note is the smartest way to stay focused and ahead of the curve without wasting time on messy notes. Check it out with the link below and use code RyanPictures for 20% off. Now back to the video. Piper Raquel's rise ended in something just as grim. She was once one of the most recognizable faces in the world of child YouTubers, known for crush challenges and the squad vlogs that felt like a reality show for kids.
I hope it is good, but better watch this video. Today I have the whole entire squad and we are outside about to do
By 2020, she was releasing music, racking up 12 million YouTube subscribers and huge revenues. But off camera, things weren't nearly as perfect. In January 2022, 11 former squad members and parents spoke out about the intense control Piper's mother, Tiffany Smith, had over every part of the production. They filed a civil lawsuit against her and her boyfriend, Hunter Hill, alleging that they endured physical and emotional injuries from harassment, molestation, and abuse. But it didn't just end there. Despite their age, the plaintiffs said they were asked to stage romantic crushes on each other.
For example, they tried to put me in a love triangle with a boy I didn't know, and I was gonna be that girl that has to fight over a boy with another girl, and it was just gonna be a competition to be with a boy, and it was just like really dumb, and I'm only 13. I don't think I should fake a relationship this early.
Meant to fool young audiences. Clementine would also go on and reveal even more details about Tiffany's mother.
And also, Piper's mom kept shoving confidentiality agreements in our faces, pressuring us to sign them, so she could try to silence us, like everybody in the squad, so she could try to control the public story of every single squad member. And if they felt we didn't listen, they would punish us by not
saying, considering all the exploitation, the teens each asked roughly $2 million in damages, totaling at least $22 million from Smith and Hunter Hill. The case gained national attention after the Netflix documentary Bad Influence, The Dark Side of Kidfluencing, which brought these disturbing claims into the spotlight.
Tiffany would direct us to pose certain ways, hugging a certain way in a clip.
Closer, 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 closer.
She would be like over and over.
Smith eventually reached a $1.85 million settlement in October 2024, with all parties specifically disclaiming any liability. But the fallout was huge, as YouTube has indefinitely demonetized Piper Raquel's channel. And just like that, Piper's upload slowed down until she stopped posting altogether after December 15, 2024, and the comments were always turned off in her last videos. Many people thought Piper's situation was heartbreaking, saying that poor girl has been exploited by her mother since birth. Today, Piper remains publicly active, but the damage to her reputation was already done, as she says, "I just want to move on from all of this because it's really painful to deal with every day. And not surprisingly, my mental health has suffered more than anyone knows. The rumors are mean, untrue, and honestly all about money." In February 2025, Piper appeared in several TikTok videos dancing and collaborating with members of the Bop House, a content house primarily known for adult content creators active on OF, which she received online backlash. It's sad because Piper is gonna look back when she's an adult and realize how everyone treated her and exploited her, and it's really gonna mess with her head. I genuinely feel bad for her. While Piper's journey took a troubling turn, Gavin Magnus's path shows a different side to what can happen when childhood fame plays out online. He became a familiar face in the world of child YouTubers, beginning his career at just 7 years old. Starting out as a multi-talented creator, Gavin quickly attracted over 7.5 million subscribers. However, there was always speculation about Gavin's content that often revolved around girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, cheating, kissing, all while he was just 12 or 13 years old. Videos like catfishing my girlfriend to see if she cheats, I got married to my crush for 24 hours, couple, and kiss challenges were often designed to increase viewer attention and boost engagement, placing Gavin at the center of emotionally complex scenarios that were far beyond his real-life experience. They are acting like they are 20-year-old couples. Adding to that, there were rumors that Gavin was exploited by Piper Raquel's mother, Tiffany, since Piper's longtime relationship with Gavin and his ties to the squad. On January 28, 2024, in a video titled Saying Goodbye, Gavin addressed the emotional weight he had been carrying and goes on to mention why he hasn't been the same lately.
There's also something else that I want to talk about in this video that's affected my life a lot in the past few months and has slowed me down. This past year, we found out that my grandpa, he's been battling cancer. And that's been really hard for us. I've been trying to see.
In that same video, Gavin opened up about his decision to shift his content style, reflecting on how he felt in the early days when he was forced to do what he was meant to do.
There's so much in such a short amount of time. Feels like I'm 25 years old almost, because I was forced to grow up so quickly in this industry and just being in this, so young and just kind of going through everything. I'm trying to keep it together and keep my composure, but I'm gonna be switching up my content.
And this decision of his was met with positive comments under his videos, with one saying, "I'll for sure keep supporting you in whatever content you make." Although he promised regular uploads with a new direction, activity on the channel has noticeably slowed. As of 2025, Gavin remains publicly visible, but his presence on YouTube is far less frequent than it used to be. While Gavin's dealing with the fallout of his childhood fame behind the scenes, JoJo Siwa is facing a public battle over who she's becoming, showing how tough early fame can be. By age 2, she was already performing on stage, coached and managed by her own mother. But her real breakthrough came with Dance Moms, the competitive reality show that introduced her to millions. While JoJo quickly stood out with her bright personality and big bows, the show itself gained a reputation for high-stress environments. Clips of Coach Abby Lee Miller yelling at her showed the pressure that was placed on the children involved.
JoJo! Have you learned nothing? Do not address her until she learns to say, "Excuse me," when two adults are speaking.
Despite this, she transitioned into the world of children's entertainment when she signed with Nickelodeon in 2017 and quickly became one of its biggest stars. She appeared in children's television shows, music videos, as well as various award shows. By the time she was 17, JoJo was a household name with a young fan base around the world. But like many child stars, she eventually faced the challenge of transitioning into adulthood while under public eyes. In early 2024, she began teasing a new era on her Instagram by posting dimly lit photos, fake tattoos, and a warning to parents that her upcoming content was not made for children. She described her transformation as a bold move and made some huge claims, saying,
"No one has made this dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch. And I am the first in the generation. It is very scary, but someone's got to do it."
However, the response was overwhelmingly negative, with people commenting things like "Blood thinks she's the alpha" and calling her cringe. Her first adult single, Karma, released in April 2024, became the most disliked music video as of 2024, with 3.1 million dislikes. People who have been watching her for over a decade felt like this new persona didn't match her history, and many questioned the authenticity of her transformation. You wore pink dresses and sold glittery bows at Walmart. But the worst part was the claim she made that quickly made her the most hated person in the LGBTQ+ community.
The genre is, I said it back in the day when I first signed with Columbia, I said I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, it's called gay pop." And they were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's like K-pop, right? But it's gay pop."
As expected, people weren't having it, saying she acts like she's the first gay person to make music ever. And this hatred only intensified when she kept switching her sexuality. After years of calling herself a lesbian, she changed her sexuality during Celebrity Big Brother UK in 2024, saying she was no longer one.
I've always told myself I'm a lesbian, but I think being here, I realized, oh no, I'm not lesbian, I'm queer.
You are.
And I think that's really cool.
You are.
I'm switching letters!
You're a queer bitch.
But in a later interview, she claimed the only reason she had ever identified that way was because of pressure from the LGBTQ+ community. Around the same time, she grew close to reality star Chris Hughes, leading to a messy public breakup with her then partner Kath Ebbs, who claimed JoJo's actions were calculated for publicity.
We saw transpire the emotional cheating, the overcrossing of boundaries, and the questioning of our relationship on national TV was not fabricated.
This, of course, had people criticizing her authenticity, saying JoJo Siwa is stuck between her past identity and establishing a new one. JoJo remains in the public eye, but her drastic rebrand didn't create the fresh start she had hoped for. Instead, it became a public struggle between identity, image, and constant rejection. But as JoJo's public struggles reveal the pressure of growing up famous, Ronald and Karina from Sis vs. Bro show how sibling fame brings its own unique challenges behind the scenes. They were once two of YouTube's fastest growing child stars, launching their channel in 2016 at just 9 and 7 years old. Their sibling dynamic quickly captured millions of viewers, and in a few years, they racked up over 14 million subscribers. But over time, some things started to shift. Their videos began focusing more on extravagant house tours, luxury vacations, and expensive gadgets. Fans began noticing the change, commenting that the channel had become more about flexing than fun. I do believe that if kids are constantly exposed to their mansions, phones, and expensive-ass cars, they may become extremely spoiled. Ronald later clarified this himself, saying,
"We're like spoiled. It's because of what the trends were, you know? All the, you know, the Mr. Beast popping up and the $10,000 and I don't know, all these channels were just doing the dart challenges. You remember that? And like, I buy this, you buy that, iPhone, last to drop the iPhone. That was just a trend, you know? Like, that was just the trend. We're just doing the trend."
Still, behind the scenes, both siblings were growing up, and the pressure to maintain a childlike brand started to wear thin. In 2021, they moved into a massive mansion and promised weekly upload, but after just 2 more videos, the channel went completely silent. Karina began posting on TikTok, while Ronald stayed relatively quiet, as his accounts were often managed by his parents. And when fans assumed Karina and Ronald were no longer close, Ronald clarified that too.
Our relationship is the same, our bond is the same. Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we just made a video and we didn't do everything together. Like, it's still the same. Like, obviously we're both different, but we're both different now, so we both do different things now, but
for nearly 2 years, Sis vs. Bro remained inactive, and their massive audience was left in sadness. They cleared over 70% of my boredom, and it's just sad that they aren't posting anymore. Sometimes I rewatch their older videos. They used to be such talented content creators. The silence gave way to rumors and concerns that their childhood had been controlled. It's kind of sad to know that they didn't actually enjoy making the content, and were just technically pushed to make the content. In recent years, their uploads have slowed down from what it used to be years back. While Ronald and Karina navigate the ups and downs of sibling fame, Danielle Cohn's story takes a darker turn. She was already pulling in millions of views with her lip sync videos, and she also dropped music videos and quickly became a full-time influencer before she was even in high school. But underneath that image was something more complicated. Danielle was in a highly public relationship with a fellow teen influencer, Mikey Tua, which often drew attention for its intensity and controversy. In April of 2019, Cohn uploaded a 4-part video to her channel that showed the couple marrying and revealing the gender of the baby. It turned out to be fake, but the internet backlash was immediate. Teen pregnancy is not a joke. I don't know why you thought this was a good idea. It's very disrespectful. Unfortunately, the situation only got worse from there. On September 16, 2019, Cohn's father, Dustin Cohn, claimed that she was 13 years old, not 15, as her social media profile suggested at the time. That meant all the content people had seen for years, including her public relationships with older boys, was happening when she was just 13 years old. And suddenly, what used to be seen as edgy or mature felt a lot more concerning. Not long after, something even more suspicious came out. In July of 2020, audio of a conversation between Cohn and her mother Jennifer was leaked online through a now deleted Instagram account. In it, Jennifer can be heard saying, "I allowed you to have an abortion. I allowed so much that I shouldn't have allowed, and it's allowed you to become the person you've become." In response to that leaked audio, Cohn posted a video titled "The Truth About My Abortion." In the same video, she revealed that it hadn't been a simple accident.
Teenagers, it is a very normal thing to try things out with your boyfriend, you know, all that type of stuff. And it is also a very common thing for people to manipulate people into doing these type of sexual things. Manipulation can really cause these consequences, and it happened to me.
And the people who saw the video had nothing but sympathy for her, with one saying she is a literal child. She's going through something no one ever should have to at her age. I sobbed, this is so sad. 14 or 16, she is still a child. Her childhood was stripped away from her, she was manipulated, and had to go through it all alone. Today, Danielle still posts music and the occasional vlog, but she isn't nearly as present as she used to be. She even spoke about how hard her childhood was in one of her videos.
Started social media, I wasn't just, you know, going through normal things. I was going through one of the hardest things in my life. And I was getting all this shit and everyone was like, these kids must be stopped, blah, blah, blah. And I was having a really, really hard time.
But her YouTube videos barely hit 50,000 views, which is a big drop from the old days when she was pulling in millions. While Danielle Cohn's rise shows the dangers of chasing fame too young, Cody Martin's experience at the hands of his own parents was nothing short of heartbreaking. He was the youngest kid from Daddy05, the viral YouTube family known for their family prank videos. The channel grew between 2015 and 2017, racking up millions of views as his parents, Mike and Heather Martin, pulled what they called jokes on their kids. But to most people, it never really looked funny, especially not for Cody. He was always the one getting blamed, yelled at, or being the target of rough, often mean-spirited pranks.
Frank!
So you all made me go through all this just for a stupid prank!
Cody was diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder, which meant he had frequent emotional meltdowns. But instead of protecting him, Mike and Heather made him the center of their harshest videos. People watching started noticing the harsh treatment, with thousands calling it abuse. Daddy05 was actually abusive to Cody. Watching those videos and really thinking about the situation is heartbreaking. But things would escalate when the most infamous video came in 2017, the invisible ink prank.
I got a prank for Cody. I bought this here invisible ink and I'm gonna squirt it all over his carpet and start flipping out.
While her tone sounds happy, implying this would be a fun prank, she and Mike, however, went overboard when they confronted Cody.
I didn't do that!
What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
What is this?
Cody!
Tell me! I didn't do that!
Tell me what you did!
I swear to God, I didn't do that!
Cody!
All over your carpet! I didn't do that! I don't have anything to color when you...
Why did you do that?
As expected, the video got many viewers frustrated, which had them commenting, "This ain't even a prank, it's just child abuse." I still burst into tears when I hear Cody desperately swearing to God he didn't get ink on the carpet. No kid deserves to be treated that way. Eventually, the case reached Good Morning America, and the biological mom of Cody and Emma gained emergency custody of them. Eventually, prosecutors from the Frederick County Circuit Court filed criminal charges against Mike and Heather in August 2017, with them facing 2 counts of neglect of a minor apart. As a result, they eventually pleaded guilty and were sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation. However, the damage was already done, and right now, they posted a video of the family's reunion, but many viewers couldn't help but notice how much Cody seemed affected. Cody now sounds like he grew up bullied. Life was not very fair to this kid. Similar to Cody, Jessie Slaughter's experience shows just how cruel the world can be, as it deeply affected her mental health. At just 11 years old, Jessie, whose real name was Jessica Leonhardt, was known for posting bold videos and becoming one of the earliest examples of a child going viral for all the wrong reasons. But behind that internet persona, there were serious concerns waiting to unravel. Jessie was rumored to have had a sexual relationship with the lead singer of the electropop band Blood on the Dance Floor, Davi Vanity, while she she was a minor. Despite being a child, most online forums placed the blame on her rather than the adult involved. While Jessie denied the claims, the internet's reaction became increasingly hostile. Anonymous users and 4chan participants distributed her name, address, phone number, and address, worsening this from internet teasing to downright harassment. In response, Leonhardt uploaded a video that included their father, Jean Leonhardt, insulting and threatening the 4chan users.
Okay, you guys, this is Jesse's Sweater, and
You
I
know
just
what?
wanted to say that you guys have ruined my life.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is from her father. You bunch of lying, no good punks. And I know who it's coming from because I back traced it. And I know who's emailing and who's doing it. And you've been reported to the cyber police and the state police.
However, things only got worse for Jessie from here. Her dad was charged with child abuse for allegedly assaulting his own daughter. As this situation escalated, Leonhardt was placed under police protection, and the family's home was under police surveillance. She also underwent counseling for harassment. Following this, she appeared on Good Morning America and said she was sent to a mental health facility when authorities believed she might be suicidal. She insisted that she wouldn't kill herself, but said she could understand how someone could be pushed over the edge.
Completely wrong that people would taunt somebody to some degree that they would actually kill themselves over it, and that's actually completely wrong, and whoever is doing it should be locked away for a really long time over it.
With that, her online presence went completely quiet. However, years later in 2016, Jessie changed her name to Damien and revealed what she was up to at that moment, saying, "Right now, I'm extremely sick. I've recently been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, a chronic musculoskeletal pain. People who knew her from the beginning had no choice but to feel sad. The fact that she's only 11 years old when all that shit happened to her is devastating. The internet is literally hell on earth. It's sad how whenever an openly confident child gets tied to a creepy adult, people are so quick to blame the child for being fast. You have to be really depressed and insecure to attack a child." While Jessie's story exposes the dark side of online harassment, Everleigh Rose is an example of how even a perfect family image can hide deeper controversies. As the daughter of Cole and Savannah LeBrant, Everleigh Rose was one of YouTube's most familiar child stars, as she quickly became the heart of the LeBrant family YouTube channel.
Sarah, excited, Ev?
Yes.
You have done a father-daughter dance for how many years now?
Like ever.
One of their most viewed videos, a wedding vow ceremony that included Everleigh, has racked up over 50 million views, all while presenting the image of a perfect, happy household.
You have so many beautiful dreams and passions about changing and helping the world in Jesus' name. I can't wait to wake up every Sunday from this day forward.
But behind the image was a very different story. In 2018, when Everleigh was just 9 years old, the couple announced that they were pulling her out of school and homeschooling. While homeschooling isn't straight up unusual, it was their reasons for doing it that made viewers angry.
Second of all, she's helpful with the kids, so I feel like having her here would be nice, just with another baby coming too. Like, it's nice having an extra pair of hands around the house, even if it's a 9-year-old, you know, and she likes it. Like, she likes helping me out.
I was blown away when she said her reason to homeschool was to help her with her other kids. There's a big difference between them helping when they want and pulling them out of school for help. However, things took a turn in 2021 when the LeBrants uploaded a video titled "She Got Diagnosed with Cancer." This again was met with backlash as viewers assumed it was about Everleigh, only to find out it was about someone else entirely, turning this whole situation into internet clout. There is such an insult to the children who really do have cancer. But this wasn't the end of their controversies. In 2024, they posted a father-daughter dance set to a song by Diddy just after his arrest on sex trafficking charges. Each of these moments slowly took a toll on their once solid reputation, leading them to post less frequently. Since then, their videos have been flooded with comments demanding justice for Everleigh. However, the most infamous case of a child YouTuber being exploited for views is Ryan Kaji, or Ryan's World. He was the cheerful little kid behind Ryan's World channel that exploded in popularity through toy unboxing videos, playful skits, and colorful animations.
Ryan. Hi, Mommy.
What are we gonna do today?
We're gonna play at the park with millions and Thomas and friends.
Wow, that's fun!
Ready, get, set, go. Ready? Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna slide down too.
But what looked like innocent fun slowly turned into a growing corporate operation.
YouTube production, we mainly handle it, and we produce over probably 20 videos each week.
However, the worst part wasn't even about the amount of work, but about the pressure and loss of a normal childhood. Despite his success, Ryan, who is a young teenager, was stuck opening toys on camera while his parents managed the brand and business.
That's it? Yep. Okay. All right. Take it home. Take it home. Good job, guys.
Yay! We got all these prizes.
Adding to this was the discovery that Ryan's mother, Loan Kaji, had a criminal history, including a 2002 shoplifting arrest and jail time for probation violations, which many thought was concerning, saying going from shoplifting to exploiting your child is very bizarre. In the following years, Ryan's public appearances began to feel heavily scripted. In an interview, his father answered nearly every question while Ryan sat quietly beside him.
YouTube production, we mainly handle it, and we produce over probably 20 videos each week.
This prompted comments from viewers who said, "I can't wait for the real Ryan interview in 10 years, and not just his parents being interviewed with him present." As concerns grew, so did the channel's criticism and backlash, and their viewership declined by millions as fans noticed how robotic Ryan seemed and how comments were disabled. Ryan is 13, but he is still filming childhood skits and opening toys, which only raised more questions about the emotional toll that years of content creation have isolated him and robbed him of a normal adolescence. Ryan never smiles throughout the whole interview. We've seen many bad parents throughout this video, but the last case was arguably one of the worst. Chad Frankie was one of the 6 children featured on the YouTube channel 8 Passengers, which documented the daily life of the Frankie family.
We are going...
The channel was run by his mom, Ruby Frankie, presenting the family as a happy household. However, concerns about the family's parenting style started to surface as certain punishments became public.
And then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October. I'll give you the reason why I lost my bed.
It's funny because...
And then I walk out.
If you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
While Ruby thought this was normal, it wasn't the same case for the viewers, as one said, "This isn't parenting, this is torturing children." However, things took a really disturbing turn when Chad's younger brother showed up at a neighboring house, looking disoriented and scared.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door. He's got duct taped around each ankle. He's obviously covered in wounds.
And the situation only got worse when he revealed it was his mom, Ruby, and her business partner, Jody, who were the ones responsible behind it all.
He told me that his mom and Jody said that they bound his arms and his feet to weights on the ground, restricting his movement.
This eventually led to a police raid on Jody's house, where they found the other sibling.
I'm a police officer. Hey, you okay? Is this just you in here?
As more evidence came to light, including the handcuffs and ropes, the case against them grew stronger.
And I can testify the same. I mean, we would go on,
eventually leading to the point where both Ruby and Jody were arrested and sentenced in a child abuse case. Ruby pleaded guilty to aggravated child abuse of 2 of her children and was sentenced to 4 consecutive sentences of 1 to 15 years in prison. However, at the end of it all, the damage was done and Chad had to go through it all despite being a child.
She wanted me to live a very physical, straining, and mental straining life while I was out there. That was her mindset when it came to repentance and changing, is put yourself through as much pain as possible. So yeah, that was a really hard year, physically and emotionally.
He went on to say he wouldn't want any contact with his mom, proving how deeply hurt he was.
I definitely hate the things she did, and you know, I feel like I'm also a very lighthearted person in a sense where I would never wish someone to have a bad life, or, you know, what I really hope is that from here she becomes a better person and that she works on that and she truly tries to change. I have no contact with her right now, and I don't plan to anytime soon.
Leading him to stay off of social media because he found it toxic and disconnecting. That poor kid will not even know how bad it was till he has his own kids and experiences unconditional love for the first time. If you like this video, you'll probably enjoy these next ones as well, and don't forget to subscribe.